Ahoy, wasted world of sports. How are we all doing tonight? Are we excited for the game? I'm nervous. I'm so nervous for tonight. Being a Sharks supporter, this is a game that really, still early in the season, but this is a game the Sharks really need to win if they are to prove that they've turned a corner. This is the sort of game that for the past couple of seasons, they would throw away. And you would look back on it at the end of the season and go, what could have been? What potentially could have been? So this is it. This is the chance for the Sharks under Craig Fitzgibbon. Show. Corners have been turned. They are the real deal this year. Should they happen to lose, then I just don't know. I don't know what to make of them. This is a game they really need to win. They really should win. But we'll see what transpires. Now, if you happen to see our same game multi video a little bit earlier, just throw down. That's what I want to know right at this very moment before the game kicks off. We've still got 9.5 minutes to go till kickoff, so we got some time to kill. We've got some chit-chatting that we can do about the game coming up. Throw down. I ended up throwing down a few multis, completely separate to the ones that I made bets on during the video, but very similar. And it is absolutely bollocksing down with rain at Wynn Stadium, which works in my favor for some of the multis that I've got going on tonight because I don't have it as a very high scoring affair. The fact that it's raining, good news for me on that front. Good news for me on the first try scorer front as well. I had a couple of options for first try scorer tonight, both involving forwards. And if it's raining, the game's going to be kept in tight. It really opens the door for that first try scorer bet. In terms of tipping, I've gone the Sharks, hoping they can get up. Just checking out where everything is at the moment in our sports wasted world of sports tipping guide. I'm actually sitting 5th at the moment, which is not good. I'd like to be a bit higher than that. 5th is not good for the host. You understand, the hosts of Wasted World of Sports coming in 5th, not great. But then I look at my co-host for various nights, Michelle, down in 10th spot. Problem is, she takes advice from the people who are in last and second to last place at the moment. That's her problem. There's Sharks and Dragons local derby to kick off round 3. Let us know in the chat room. Who have you got? Who's going to win? Have you thrown down any sports bets? Same game multis? First try scorer? Absolutely anything. Let's chit chat. What have you got going on? Six minutes to go till kickoff. Oh. Big game, big game. For those of you who might be joining me for the first time tonight at Wasted World of Sports, I'm a Sharks supporter. Kind of said that I would never stream a Sharks game because I will get way too invested in it, way too emotional. The experts are throwing their tips in at the moment on Fox Sports. Everyone's gone the Sharks. Gordy Tallis has gone the Sharks. Here is the market update from Sportsbet on Fox Sports. This is what I want to see. I think given the standing of both teams at the moment and the form that they've shown in the opening rounds, the Sharks being $1.71. Hey, now this is interesting. Try scorer bingo. Any 5 of these players score a try in round 3, it pays out $6. Sloan, James Roberts, Pickau, Pappenhausen, Tommy Turbo. Looking forward to the game kicking off, though. 5 minutes' time. Because I've got my own bets going on. I don't need those helpful hands from the Fox Sports crew. I can lose my money just fine on my own, thank you. It has been a really tough start to the same game multis this season so far, but that's the beauty of the same game multi. They're very hard to win, but because they're very hard to win, you get a good payout when you do win. All you need to do, really, is luck out and get a couple of them in a row. You're laughing. You're all ahead for the year, and that'll see you through for a few rounds. So that's why I like them, personally. We are having a bad run at the moment, I must admit. What I've got going on tonight, a couple of 4 legs. Both of them involve the Sharks winning, but slightly different try scorers. Do like to cover myself just in case things don't go as expected. So I've got the Sharks to win head-to-head between 1 and 12. Ravalawa or Sione Katoa, anytime try scorers. And that'll give me a nice $105 payout for the stake that I've put forward. Given the circumstances of the wet weather, I've gone a couple of first-time try score, not first-time try scorer, but the first try scorer options. Thrown down a couple. The Sharks do love that sweeping backline movement, but they do change it up. It won them the game. It won them the game last weekend against the Eels. They changed it up. They set up for that exact same formation with Will Kennedy sweeping around the back. Keep an eye out for it. The fullback for the Sharks, Will Kennedy, sweeps around the back. Looks like they're going to go through the back line. Moylan to Hines, Kennedy. But what actually happens is Hines runs the dummy line. You've got a big second rower right off Moylan's hip, barging over to score the try. It won them the game last weekend. I've got a feeling that in these wet conditions, it could actually lead to the first try scorer tonight. Wet conditions, they're going to keep it in tight. So the fact that I've gone and said that means you can probably go ahead and expect a full-blown, expansive game of footy tonight. They go against all logic of the conditions and just throw the ball around everywhere. Nothing will surprise me anymore. So assuming that the Sharks go ahead and score first try, I'm just looking at their second row and I'm going Nakora or Talakai. Those are pretty good odds for first try scorer. They're both in the $20 range, so We've got potential winnings of $100 to $115 there. Fingers crossed for myself. If you had to punch yourself, fingers crossed for you. If you listened to my advice, probably shouldn't have. Oh, God. Here we go. Kickoff is on its way. If you don't have access to the game, you can join our Discord. I will be sharing the game over there momentarily. And by join our Discord, I mean it is free. Look at that. It is absolutely hammering down here. And it looks like the Sharks are going to be receiving... I think Dale Finucane's got his own name on his mouthguard. Why is that? I don't think you're going to lose your mouthguard. Or if you do lose your mouthguard, it might be easy to find. I don't think you need your name on your mouthguard, but anyway. Insane conditions here. Hammering down. All right, so I will... gather up the link to Discord. Kickoff. Here we go. Round 3 has officially begun. Sharks have got first use of the ball, which is great. Let's see them run away and score a length of the field try. That'd be good. Well, except for my first try scorer tip, because I don't think a length of the field try is going to be scored by a second rower. But then, stranger things happen. So whilst the Sharks are going through the motions here with this first set of the game, I'm going to jump over and check out the Waste of World of Sports tipping contest, and it looks like most of us have gone the Sharks. Only a couple of people, and literally a couple of people. Only 2 people have gone for the Dragons, so... there's not going to be a whole lot of movement in the tipping contests after tonight. I don't know what the hell just happened there in that first set, because I was looking at the tips, but doesn't seem like the greatest of kicks was on the end of that set by the Sharks, because the Dragons are bringing this back from pretty handy territory, must be said. Fourth tackle, they are now on the Sharks' 40-meter line. They're going to get an attacking kick away at the end of this set, no matter what happens. Unless some idiot decides to run 20 meters backwards the wrong direction, they will get an attacking kick here. And they do. It's gone to Ben Hunt, though. He doesn't seem very happy with it. It was actually a really good kick. I don't know why he looks so annoyed at himself. It was a really good kick. It came down centimeters from the goal line, and the Sharks are under pressure early, but they have earned a penalty here. High tackle. Zach Lomax it was. What a doofus. High tackle. Yeah, that's a high tackle by today's standards. Yeah, so Ben Hunt, he was really unhappy about that. For some reason, as soon as he kicked it, maybe a little groin strain or something. Got his bollocks twisted. Something like that. Because I'm struggling to think why he immediately got upset about the kick. Oh, the ball boys, the ball boys let a ball shuffle onto the field there. Lucky that was out of any sort of... It's still there. You've got to come out and get the ball, mate. Second ball is still on the field. That's not good. Nico Hines with a huge bomb coming down to Ravalawa, who spills it. It's been picked up and then dropped by the Sharks. No advantage, though, I'm assuming. Has to be... Oh, wow. So he said knocked on by Cronulla. Ravalawa knocked backwards. Let's have a look at this replay. That's a knock on by Ravalawa. It was knocked on by the Sharks too. Ahoy there, Baden. How are you doing? There is a call that's gone the Dragons' way because they've won the feed to this scrum. Tough call, I suppose. I think that was a knock on by Ravalawa, personally. And now a penalty to the Dragons. The Sharks should have been on the attack, feeding the scrum. I don't know how we've come up with the conclusion that the Dragons got the feed there. Baden, why can't we see the gameplay? I'm not allowed to broadcast the actual gameplay on the live stream. I would get shut down so fast by the NRL and Fox Sports. That being said, I'm allowed to broadcast the game on Discord. Well, when I say I'm allowed to, I'll use the term allowed to quite loosely. Soccer King, ahoy there. Yeah, so obviously Fox Sports and the NRL, they would shut me down so fast if I happen to broadcast the game on the screen in any capacity. You know, they launched copyright on one of the streams that I did because the commentary was getting picked up in the background of the microphone. So they're pretty hardcore with their IP. Go the Sharkies, indeed, Soccer King. Fifth and last, they're on their own side of halfway. Nico Hines just plugs it in. Turns out to be an actually... I've got to say... that the Dragons are getting some calls going their way very early in this game. Look, obviously, Sharks are my team. It's very easy to feel like your team is being hard done by, but already the Ravalawa knock on from the bomb that ended up being a scrum feed to the Dragons. This call here suggesting that the ball wasn't played at off the kick. Dragons get the ball back. Interesting. Either one of those could have gone the other way. And this is a better defensive set by the Sharks. It's the fifth tackle for the Dragons, and they are trapped in their own half. Ben Hunt forced to kick outside the 40. Kennedy returns to the Sharks 25. And then he nearly screwed up the play of the ball. That would have been disastrous. Recovered nicely, though. Oh, I really want to see guys just get up and play the ball properly, though. That's a pet peeve of mine. And Moylan, Matt Moylan, why am I not surprised that he's got the butterfingers? Jesus Christ, Matt Moylan. What the hell was that? If that was Billy Slater, it would have been called a drop kick. Probably would have got a try for it. But Billy Slater's not around anymore, so... All the Storm supporters are just like, for God's sake, Dan, the Storm aren't even playing in this game. Billy Slater doesn't even play anymore. Just leave them alone. Leave our Storm alone. But that has worked out very well for the Dragons. Second tackle, and now in Sharks territory. And an early kick on the third. Who's chasing that through? No one. And it's... Oh my God, I was about to say that kick was way too deep. And it took a really awkward spin back in field. Almost spun back in field and made the Sharks look foolish there. And Zach Lomax taking out Ikavalu. Not on purpose, but, I mean, if you're not allowed to do that, if that was the kicker, it would have been a penalty. So I don't understand why it wasn't a penalty when Ikavalu is just tracing back, sheltering the ball into the sideline. One of those intricacies of the rules, I suppose. Early kick from Nicho Hynes now. Ravalawa's not back. Sloan picks it up. So the Sharks have gone for an early kick now, and the Dragons are starting on their own 10-meter line for this set. That was a massive kick by Nicho Hynes. Third tackle on their 20-meter line. Tackle 4. They're just rampaging it up the middle. Ben Hunt resists the early kick this time. Zach Lomax is definitely more tanned this season. Here comes one of my try scorers, Katoa, bringing the ball back. Jesse Ramian with cheeky offload. That was pretty risky. It's worked out all right, but... Oh, God, I'm all about percentage plays, and that was a pretty low percentage offload, in my opinion. Toby Rudolph, great run. The Sharks, they are going to get an attacking kick here if they keep the ball away from Matt Moylan. Oh, God, there's Matt Moylan. Tracy out to Ikavalu, and he's in touch. They found some space there, though. Interesting that even in the wet weather, expansive gameplay. Tarek Sims, of all people, has come across with the cover tackle. Are you kidding me? Tarek Sims with the cover tackle on Ikavalu. I would just like to repeat that. Tarek Sims with the cover tackle on Ikavalu. That suddenly makes that... Well, that was forward out of dummy half there. But you get away with that these days, don't you? In most cases. So anyway, the Dragons have got the ball back. They are now fourth tackle. Trapped in their own territory. Fifth and last. Still inside their own 40. Let's see what Ben Hunt can do with this one. Inside the 40. He's gone high. Oh, this is going to bounce awkwardly. Knockback by Ikavalu. I mean, if Ravalawa's was a knockback, then that's Huge knockback. So not a whole lot happening here. If you did happen to catch my same game multi video earlier tonight, then I did say one of the legs was under 34.5 points total for the match. Big burst through for the Sharks. He kind of fell over on his way through. Early chip by Hines. Gordon Ramsay has covered it. Who was that made the break? That was an interesting break. You said it was a good break, but then he kind of fell over his own feet on the other side. I think it was Finucane. I wanted to say Finucane live, but he's lost his headgear. Not his headgear, his bandage. Oh, fifth and last. Hunt has been caught. No, he got it away. But it's a kick straight down the throat of Kennedy, and the Sharks are going to start this set 40 meters their own side of halfway. Good pressure on the fifth and last, forcing a bit of a rushed kick. Suddenly, tackle two, they're the Dragons side of halfway. And there is going to be an attack on the end of this set, assuming that Moylan doesn't drop the ball. Oh, Finucane's been hit across the face. Penalty. Do they take the two? Hey, what do you reckon, Soccer Try, sorry. Soccer King. Do we take the 2 points here? Oh, that's a shoulder to the face. That should be a sin bin. That's going on report. On report. That one. That was a shoulder to the face. Unintentional. Finucane was falling, but those are the rules. Yes, he's in the bin for 10. Okay, you don't go for the 2 here. You go for the try. If it was just a penalty, you consider the 2. High contact in the sin bin. Plug it into the corner. Into the corner. Let's get Nakora or Talakai for first try scorer. Come on. Let's win some money. So the commentator's now talking about mitigating circumstances, which is absolutely true. Finucane was not upright. Finucane was not completely upright there, but the rules are the rules. Oh, it is Katoa. He has just snuck in. Has he just snuck in? Try has been awarded for Sione Katoa. There is that sweeping backline movement that I was talking about from the Sharks. And that is one of my try scorers for a couple of the 4-leg multis. Got to have a look at this. He slides. That's a try. I think he's in. He slides. Oh, he's short. No, it's no try. No try, Sione Katoa. No try. Okay, so we don't have a try scorer, and our first try scorer bet is still alive. It doesn't need a further review. Okay, this is ridiculous. Why are we looking at this again? You can tell from the first angle that it's no try. Why are we looking at this? Short of the line and slides into touch. Unfortunately, as a Sharks fan, that is no try. His whole ass is out. This did not need 2 minutes to review. Did not need a 2-minute review for that. Into touch, about 5 centimeters out from the line. So it'll be a 10-meter restart for the Dragons. And they survive. They survive the early rampage with a man in the bin. Good for them. Bastards. Okay. Commentary, unbiased. So here come the Dragons now. Bringing the ball back. Hunt is tackled on the 4th. Close to their own 40-meter line. 5th and last, still inside their own half. Remember, they are a man down now for the next 8 minutes or so. Hunt goes high. It's a good night to just go high. Oh, that's a very good... Will Kennedy is now trying to blitz around the outside. He's got Katoa over halfway on the kick return. First tackle, Sharks in the Dragons' territory. That was a great kick return. Nico Hines has got some space now. Offloads to Kennedy. Second tackle, 30 meters out. Expansive play for wet weather. They've got numbers. Tolman hits it up. They've actually got them stretched to the left. Not huge overlap, but they do have the numbers out that side. They had to think about going out there, so that's all sort of closed down now. But they are going to have an attacking play here. Moylan to Kennedy. Kennedy to Ramian with the offload to Katoa. This time, they can't bring it back. Katoa has scored. That is the first try scorer, so that has killed off the first try scorer bet. But both our 4-leg multis are still well and truly alive because that was one of our main try scorers. Dione Katoa. This time, they can't pull it up. Sharks ahead 4-0. Taking advantage of the man in the bin. You absolutely would not know that it was wet weather. Excellent stuff. So now, a Connor Tracy try. Ravalawa try for Dragons. We're looking good. Nico Hines from the sideline. It's coming back, and it is through. Nico Hines. It's 6-0 Sharks. All right. Let's go to... Uh-oh. What have we got happening here? Ikavalu's in trouble. Hey, there's Wade Graham. Time off. Been all the Sharks for the past 8 or so minutes. And they do have the 6-0 lead. Probably not enough. Not enough to feel comfortable. I'd like a little bit more advantage. Was that Jack Williams? Jack Williams might have been up. Jack Williams might have been up on the sideline there, getting ready to come on if he was needed. And here is a penalty. Sharks. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry. He's just said, play the ball properly. Talakai threatening to break through. Jaden Sewer is still in the sin bin for 5.5 minutes. Short side play. Connor Tracy. Here's one of our try scorers. Oh, this could be another sin bin. Penalty to the Sharks for a high shot, but we're not even considering a sin bin this time. Oh, that was Tarek Sims. That was probably worse than the one that was actually sent off. Maybe. Bit of a swinging arm. Got away with that one. You know what would be nice for me? Connor Tracy try. They're going out his side. Talakai to Tracy. Out to Ikavalu. He didn't need to pass that. He could have tried to score on his own. But, hashtag, he cares not for my multi. Connor Tracy does not give a damn about my multi. He passed it out to Ikavalu unmarked, which is fair enough. He's a team player. That's what you do. He couldn't have scored it himself, actually. I take it all back. Ikavalu on one leg scores the Sharks' second try. And I am really surprised by the expansive play here. Really expansive play. Wet weather footy. Amazing try. Try confirmed. It is the Sharks 10-0. Nico Hines now lining up from the opposite side. He kicked the conversion from the last try on the right-hand side. He's now over the left-hand side, which is a more natural angle for curving back into the post for a right-footed kicker. So we'll see. Stepping in now. Jink, jink, jink. Kick, and it's a little bit wide. It's not coming back far enough, and it's a miss. 10-0 Sharks. Jaden Sewer still in the sin bin. Great hands there through the back line. Talakai in there. Talakai, second rower, has played a lot of time at centre. So he's got the quick hands. Shifted on nicely. Try time, Sharks. Short-ish kickoff. That was not a deep kickoff, but it wasn't a short kickoff either. That was a really interesting decision. Sharks get their first tackle on their own 30-metre line. Interesting tactics there. You would think you would... Oh, and Rudolph has lost the ball. That is not good. When you've got a team under the pump, the last thing you need is for Roman Reigns to go ahead and lose the ball like that. Here's a chance. 2 minutes left in the sin bin for Jaden Sewer. And with 2 minutes left, there is a chance here for the Dragons to hit back. And this would be disastrous. Disastrous for the Sharks. And there's a penalty. Just to cap it off, let's be stupid and give away a penalty in the scrum for kicking the ball away. Early strike. I don't know what the penalty's for. Dale Finucane. I actually don't understand why that was. I don't understand. Scrum infringement for attacking the ball in the scrum. I don't understand why that's a penalty. Why don't we just not have scrums? There's an idea. Just don't even bother with scrums. If you can't compete for the ball, just bugger scrums off entirely. What's the point of them? But anyway. End result is the Dragons still have the ball. Couple of minutes to go for Jaden Sewer in the sin bin. Not a whole lot going on here for the Dragons at the moment. Just setting it up. Fourth tackle, 20 metres out. 10 metres out, actually. Here goes Hunt, finding some space. I don't understand how they're finding... Oh, in back play, there's a bit of a punch on. That's taken some... And that's a horrible pass by Lomax, I think it was. Lomax has passed the ball to somebody in a Dragons jersey in the front row. But meanwhile, in the background, bit of biff. Well, potential biff. Bird. Former Shark. Former Shark there, Jack Bird. And Nakora. Look at that. Those three guys are fighting over who's got the longest ponytail. That's what's happening. What it was all about. We've got to bring the measuring tape out. Priorities. Priorities. Talakai. Nico Hines with an early kick again. He's put it high, not too deep. It's decent enough, though. Better than nothing. Could have been worse. And the Dragons, now back to their full complement, are starting 45 metres out from their own line. And then they gave it to Big Ravalawa. Ravalawa makes 10 metres just by existing. And here they are on the fourth tackle. Ready to attack. Ben Hunt with a shift. Jack Bird going back the other side. Targeting Moylan, which is a pretty good idea. And Lomax with the flick pass. Again to the guy in the front row. Zach Lomax is really keen to pass it into the crowd tonight. And that was touched by the Sharks, but forward pass first. Still a forward pass. He's really keen, is Zach Lomax, to get that ball into the stands tonight. Jack Williams on the sideline for the Sharks. I wonder who's... Oh, and there's a drop ball by Ramian, and there's a drop ball by the Dragons, and it'll be no advantage. Scrum down to the Dragons. And that was just horrible. He's just dropped the ball cold there, Jesse Ramian. First tackle, dropping the ball cold. Bird couldn't pick it up. Double knock on. They've given the Dragons a full set inside their own 20-meter line. Back to a full complement. So after all that, they've just thrown it away. Given them a chance to strike straight back. And this is massive for the Dragons. They really need to get themselves over here. Some space for DeBellin, but not enough. They closed the gap. Swinging out to the left. And there's Hunt. Oh, he's held up over the line. Hunt doubled around. He's claiming it, but I don't know why he's claiming it, because he was clearly held up. It's going up as no try. It looked held up. Ben Hunt trying to tell Porky Pies here. Will Kennedy's under him. Held up. He's held up. He's held up. He's held up. He's telling Porkies. Ben Hunt, Porky Pies, typical Queenslander. No try. Trying to pull a Swifty over everybody. Getting up, and I said, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's no try. He's been held up. It went up as no try, but Ben Hunt's got up, celebrating. Trying to take the mickey out of all of us. Cheeky bugger. No try, held up. Third tackle. But the Dragons still red hot on attack here. They're loving shifting the line of attack tonight, the Dragons. They're going one way. Horrible kick through. Who was that? Moses Mbai. Moses Mbai. A bit of a waste of a grubber through. Will Kennedy was right there and had that covered. But the Sharks under the pump. They've been the cause of their own dilemma at the moment. Fafita's on. Fafita's on the ground. I wonder who he's come on for. Early kick by Brayley. Decent chase. Great defense. On the back of what could have been a disastrous set, the Dragons are now starting on their own 30-meter line. Not a bad result for the Sharks, all in all. This is a key period of the game, really. They need to keep the opposition out. The Sharks are repeat offenders as far as letting in a try right before halftime. So even though we've still got 9 minutes to go, I would still consider that a try right before halftime, should they let one in. But they're holding on so far. Fifth and last. Should be an attacking kick here. Ben Hunt's just gone high again through the motions. Great take by Kennedy. I say through the motions, but there wasn't a whole lot else to do in that scenario. In this sort of weather, just put the ball up high. It becomes a 50-50. And that was a great take by Will Kennedy under the situation. He was under pressure. They just couldn't get enough pressure on him. Brayley with a nice dart out of dummy half. 4th tackle now. Sharks still their own side of halfway, well and truly. Moylan takes it on himself. The 5th and last. Still their own side of halfway, so this is going to have to be some kick from Nico Hines. And it was a decent kick. Sloane's got it covered easily. And the Dragons will be starting from their own 20-metre line. Nico Hines is getting some purchase on the ball tonight. He doesn't seem to be really trying, and he is just hammering it down. It does appear by the big windsock in the background, they have a breeze, so that could have something to do with it. The Sharks might have the breeze here in the first. And there's a penalty to the Dragons for a strip. Does seem like they have the breeze, the Sharks. So that probably explains the ease with which Hines is putting distance on those kicks. And another stupid penalty has just gifted the Dragons all this territory. And there will be an attacking kick on the end of this set. Should it come to that. First tackle, 40 metres out. Dragons. And all that effort, all that hard work could be thrown away by the Sharks again right before halftime, as is their MO in recent years. Hunt changing the direction of attack. That inside pass again to a Bird or one of the other second rowers. Coming out. They've got Ravalawa in space. Dived for the try line, but he has been taken into touch. And the Sharks have scrambled and saved that one. Oh, that was so close. That was centimeters away, millimeters away from a Ravalawa try. He's a big unit there, Ravalawa. They held on. They got him into the corner though. Got him into the over the sideline. Oh, that was too close for comfort. Although I would be for my same game multi, I would be more than happy for Ravalawa to score a try. I would rather him score a try when the Sharks are leading by 30-0. 30-0, Ravalawa can score a try after Connor Tracy's got one and the Sharks are up by plenty. Give me my $150, $160. Penalty to the Sharks. They are now starting the set 30 metres out from the Dragons' line. So here's their chance now. After all that defence, here is their chance to really put a stamp on this game. Not put it to bed, because there's a whole half of footy to come, but they could really put a stamp of authority on this game if they can come up with something here. But they're going to need something better than that. Matt Moylan basically just standing there and doing nothing. Brayley to Tolman, straight out of dummy half. They're just 10 metres out now. Hines to Ramian, who bumps off a couple. Last tackle, 5 metres out from the line. What is the kick play? Hines just does a little chip up. Talakai is up. Talakai is down. Talakai has scored. I had Talakai for first try scorer. I should have had Talakai for any try scorer as part of my multi. But that was not the way that I anticipated Talakai getting a try, I must admit. I thought Talakai would have been on the receiving end of a short pass off the hip from Matt Moylan. Instead, he was leaping in the air like a gazelle. Talakai wins the contest in the air. Can I just repeat that? Talakai wins the contest in the air from the chip kick against Ravalawa. Scores a try. Not how I anticipated him getting a try. Sharks up 14-0. Kick to come, of course. Surely Nico Hines will kick it from here. God damn it, if he misses this, I will not be impressed. He'll surely kick this one. And we should be going into half-time with the Sharks leading 16-0, which would be fantastic. Bollocks it down with rain again. Hammering down with the rain. Straight through the middle of the post. Nico Hines, 16-0 Sharks. 3 minutes to go till half-time. Just a cheeky little dink over the line, and Talakai winning the leap over Ravalawa. A second rower should not be winning the jump to the ball. All right, I'm going to have a quick break. I'll be right back. So I missed that entire set. I missed that entire set from the Sharks, but I am back. They did all they needed to do. Got their 5 tackles in, got a kick away. And it's a penalty to the Sharks. Take the 2. Take the 2 and go into halftime 18-0 up. Perfect. Obstruction, I think. Obstruction. Dragons, obstruction, penalty Sharks. Yes. Everyone's offside here. A little technicality, yes. Oh, are they going for goal? They're taking the 2. Yeah, Nico Hines is taking the 2. Go to halftime at 18-0. I like this decision. That's a good decision. Take the 2. Assuming you can kick it. It's kind of all ballsed up if you don't kick the goal, but a minute and a half to go. There were five Dragons players offside, and one of them happened to catch the ball. Good officiating for once. On the ball. Picking up something like that. Let's see. This is yeah, like you've got to kick this goal. If you make the decision to take the 2, you've got to get the 2. Or you look foolish. And he gets the 2. Sharks up 18-0. 18-0. And surely they can hold on to halftime this week. Take this lead into the break. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on them, though. See them do something completely foolish. $18-0, 20 seconds to go. Well, less than that now. By the time they kick off, there'll probably be under 10 seconds left. There only needs to be one tackle, and then it's half time. Good take. And they take it up. There is the siren. There is the tackle. The Sharks. Sharks up 18 points to 0. $18-0 at halftime. I mean, I'm so happy. I'm slightly surprised. I'm very happy, slightly surprised. Wow, what a great first half for the Sharks. Sharks are my team, of course. For those of you just joining me, Sharks are my team. So I can't apologize for my undeniable bias. It's going to happen. Oh, ahoy there, Tyler. Tyler Tupea Brown. How do we watch live through Discord? So once you join the Discord, jump onto the. If you scroll down, you'll see voice channels. You'll see that I'm live on a voice channel called Chatterboxes. So I'm sharing my screen there. Whoops. I probably should not share that screen. I probably should go back to the Fox Sports screen. So yeah, if you join the voice channel called Chatterboxes, I'm sharing my screen there so that you can follow along with the gameplay. I obviously can't broadcast the gameplay on the live stream itself through YouTube or through Twitch or through Facebook because of, well, obviously broadcasting deals. I would get shut down very quickly. But I can share through my own private Discord. What a great username. Suck your mom. Points on fantasy, guys. I actually, you know what? I've given up on NRL Fantasy League, to be perfectly honest. Completely given up on it. I've decided I'm terrible at it. Tyler Tupea Brown, only 46 points for me at the moment. And thanks, host, I found it. Please call me Dan. Understandably, you probably missed my name because I only ever said it at the start of the stream and we're now at halftime. So, yeah, please call me Dan. We're all mates here. Let's keep it, yeah. Suck your mum got 65 points. So what's a good score on for, given that this is the first game of the round, what is a good score for the first game of the round on NRL Fantasy? I'm more about sports betting than I am the fantasy game, to be perfectly honest. I do videos before each game that I'm going to have a punt on, sharing my method. What's the word? Methylated spirits. No. My process methodology. God damn it, I can't even speak. I've had too many Canadian clubs. I share my processes for running through same-game multis. Oh, that's fair enough. Tyler says, depends how many players you've got in the game. That actually makes sense. No, I'll tell you what I do. Like, obviously, we're in an NRL stream here on the Wasted World of Sports. But the Wasted World of Sports, at the end of the day, it's a sports channel. I do love a lot of sports. I'm all about Formula One fantasy at the moment. That's my jam right now. I'm currently coming first in the Pirate League on Fantasy Formula One. Thanks very much to the Red Bulls crashing out on the final laps at the last race. But anyways, that's for another video. This is NRL. NRL. Unless there's any Formula One fans in the chat that would like to talk about Formula One whilst we're in halftime. By the way, Canadian club, I can't speak highly enough of it. Fantastic drop to go down with watching the sports ball. So we've gone to halftime. Sharks are up 18-0. The same game multis. I'm pretty happy with where we're sitting at the moment with the same game multis, actually. So we've already got Sione Katoa as an anytime try scorer. So what I need to happen in the second half, what I want to happen as a Sharks supporter, what I want to happen is the Sharks just run away with the game. No contest. They're going to win like 50-0. That's what I want to happen as a Sharks supporter. As a sports bettor who's thrown down and taken a punt tonight, it would be very nice if Ravalawa scores a try for the Dragons and the Dragons come back into the game and the Sharks hold on and win between 1 and 12 points. That wins me $105 because I've made that bet. Or Ravalawa could score a try. Maybe Ravalawa scores a try early in the second half just to give the Dragons a little bit of hope. But Connor Tracy and a Sharks win, that gives me $167. Sharks win by any amount, no margin. That would give me $167 for the night, and I would be a very happy camper. You know how much Canadian club I could buy for $167? 4 1-litre bottles. Tyler asks, do you stream all NRL games? No, I don't stream them all. I basically just stream the games I'm interested in streaming. So for this weekend, doing this game, obviously I'm a Sharks support. Well, I shouldn't say obviously. A lot of people are just meeting me for the first time. This is kind of a new channel. So I shouldn't say anything is obvious. But I am streaming this game as a Sharks supporter. I'll probably do tomorrow night who's playing tomorrow night? I think the Roosters are on tomorrow night, yeah? Roosters Rabbitohs. Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably do Roosters Rabbitohs tomorrow night. I'll do Panthers Knights. I'll do the doubleheader on Saturday. Actually, I might do all 3 games on Saturday. And then we're doing the Broncos and Cowboys on Sunday. So so no, we don't stream all the NRL games, but yeah, just the ones that I'm particularly vested in. $18 points to 0. Tyler says we should discuss multis every Wednesday in Discord and chuck the bet on ourselves. I would like to... Okay. Yes, good idea. First and foremost, yes, good idea. I chuck a video up just for shits and giggles, dare I say. Just for a laugh, I throw a video up before the games that I'm going to be streaming with some same game multi tips based on what I think may happen. I'm by no means an expert. I have absolutely no inside knowledge whatsoever. It's all just a bit of fun for me. So I certainly hope that people take my multi tips as such. There's a reason I give them away for free and don't try and sell them. Although, to be fair to myself, there's a lot of people who try and sell their tips and they're terrible. So, I mean, it's hard to do, isn't it? That's why they pay out so much, because they're hard to do. That's the beauty of it when you get a win. But I'm kind of frustrated at myself tonight because if I just bring it back up on screen here, I had Talakai as a potential first try scorer tonight. And in the video that I did for the same game multi, I did a video for a same game multi for this game earlier, and I had Talakai as an option for one of the 3 or 4 leg multis. I did it in the video as an option without actually committing to it myself, if that makes sense. So I suggested it as a realistic option in the video, but didn't back myself enough to actually put the bet on myself. And I'm really regretting that decision now because, of course, he went over, scored a try. Not in the way at all that I envisioned him scoring the try, but he scored the try nonetheless. So he's on the try scorers list, Talakai. I had him down as a potential first try scorer once I saw the weather. I mean, it was bollocksing down rain when the game started, so I thought maybe it was game on for the forwards for first try scorer. But I probably should have stuck with my initial thoughts and gone anytime try scorer with Talakai. And I'd be sitting in a pretty good position right now. If I went Talakai instead of Tracy, for example, all I would need then was Ravalawa to score for the Dragons. But anyway. Anyways, they're hard to pick. They're meant to be hard to pick. That's why they pay out so much. And look, I'm not afraid. I put my bollocks on the line each and every week. And I put the videos up. I'm surprised, actually. It's funny. My parents were around for dinner last night, and my dad actually asked me, have you copped any flack for your multi videos? Obviously because they've all been wrong so far this year. And I said, no, surprisingly, no, actually. Now, granted, it's still a new channel. I don't really get a whole lot of views comparatively to other places, so there's a smaller sample size to actually abuse me for getting it wrong. But I'm still a little bit surprised that, yeah, it hasn't happened. I haven't copped any flack for getting it so horribly wrong so far this year. But there's been a couple of games, especially last week with the Storm game, the Storm Rabbitohs game. We were only 1 leg off. So we're getting there. I'm confident that we'll get some payouts before too long. All right. We must be getting close to the second half kicking off now. I'm going to tap out and have a quick break so that I get back before kickoff. Sharks up 18-0 and looking very, very good. Here they come. They're on their way back out. Wasted World of Sports, second half. Out come the teams. Rather unexpectedly, the Sharks are up 18-0. And 18-0 is a very good lead to have, given that it is now absolutely bollocksing down with rain again. And the wind seems to have died down as well. I'm just checking out that wind sock up the back. It's looking very impotent. We're underway. Kickoff. Sharkies up 18-0. Oops. Dragons bringing the ball away from their own half. Fourth tackle, just the Sharks side of halfway. A pretty good set, it must be said, for the Dragons, really. They'll get a decent kick away here. Ben Hunt with the higher ball. Pressure is on Kennedy. He takes it well, though. Ahoy there, Malachi. Malachi Keto says, do you have the Dragons trying next half? I would like to think that Ravalawa scores a try. That would be great for my same-game multis if Ravalawa scores a try. So if anybody's going to do anything at all for the Dragons, let's hope it's Ravalawa. Hines with the kick. That was a good defensive set from the Dragons. Dragons bringing the ball back now. 30 meters out from their own line. Third tackle, just one out. One out stuff here. It's just setting up the play. A little bit wider here. Flick pass to Lomax. Lomax trying to find space. Lomax trying to milk a penalty. Oh, they gave 6 again. 6 again to the Dragon. First tackle. They are hot on attack. Who's down? Connor Tracy? That's not good for my same-game multi. That's terrible for my same-game multi. Dragons' third tackle. Tracy is still down in background. He's coming back into the line now. But there's space here on the left. Straight through goes Jack Bird. That was too easy. The commentator says, dare I say, Bird has flown through. Well, they just made that look very easy. 44 minutes of doing sweet bugger all, and they've just made that look very simple. shortly after halftime. This is another MO of the Sharks. If they don't let a try in right before halftime, they'll let one in shortly after halftime. That's the way they do things. And that was just way too easy. Dragons back in the contest. Way too easy. Like, not even a hand on him. So Malachi, reckon the Dragons have a chance? They certainly do now, because it is about to be 18 points to 6. They had to be first to score. They scored very, very early. Easy conversion for Zach Lomax. And suddenly, what was all one-way traffic is game on. Game on. Ravalawa needs to come to the Eels. I'll tell you what Ravalawa needs to do. Ravalawa needs to score a try tonight for my 4-leg multi. That'd be very good. There he is, the big unit, running it back from... Oh, nice. Live Saturday, Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. I'm pretty excited for that. Ferrari are back. Ferrari are back. Red Bull are out. Couldn't be happier. Max Verstappen, the fake champion, being put in his place. Bring it on. Bring it on. Fifth and last, Dragons have got to the Sharks side of halfway. There will be a semi-attacking kick here from Ben Hunt. In these conditions, just put it up high and challenge. Dragons get the ball back, but Sharks all over them. How long do you give somebody to offload? And that's a knock on Sharks. There was a knock on there by the Sharks. They've got away with it. Sharks have got away with that one, it must be said. Oh, Matt Moylan. Saw him floating up there. Hines. Fifth and last now. Still their side of halfway. This has happened a lot for the Sharks. Hines goes high. Taken by Sloan. Easy run back. And the Dragons now dragging him back. They'll be starting their set 10 meters out from their own line. There's Ravalawa, wrong end of the field for our same game multi for him. But they're just going one out, of course, this close to their own line. Just going to go one out. They're going to march it up. They're not going to try and do too much this set, I don't suspect. They're just going to try and get as far upfield as they can. Get a kick away. Fourth tackle, fifth tackle now on their own 40-meter line. Ben Hunt is just going to put this high and as deep as he possibly can. Great kick. They have let it bounce, but it's bounced nicely for Will Kennedy. And Kennedy throws a dummy and comes out Sharks. Being held down in the tackle there, to be fair. Ahoy there, Fred. Cronulla going to win, hopefully. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Go the Sharks. Playing the more expansive game between the two teams, to be honest. The Sharks. Talakai now with the hit up. Brings the Sharks up towards halfway on the fourth. And again, they're going to be kicking from inside their own half. Oh, no. Hines has got the ball. Needs to get rid of that. Yes, yes. Now Hines needs to get back in position for the kick. Fifth and last. He's seen something here, Nico Hines. Moylan's found some space to Talakai. Talakai is going to put a chip in. Talakai has put a kick in and it's worked out. It's 6 again, and there's huge space here. And it is an easy try for Ramian. That is the most bollocks try you will ever see. Wow. You will never see a more ballsy try than what just happened. They saw some. I thought Nico Hines had really screwed this up. But they've come back. Talakai with the worst kick through you'll ever see, but it's worked out for him. 6 again. Through the hands, they had 6,000 on one out to the right. Any number of them could have scored. Oh, wow. I wonder if we're going to have a look at this. We're going to check for offsides. I haven't seen a try confirmed yet. There's been no try confirmed yet. We are going to have a look. Oi. Fafita might be offside here. Try confirmed! There it is! I feel like Fafita might have been half a step offside there, but try has been confirmed. Sharks are up 22-6. Kick to come. Hines with the conversion. He's been kicking well tonight, Nico Hines. Straight down the middle. Boom, boom, boom. Sharks are up 24 points to 6. Now, I said at the start of the game, this is a game that it's important for the Sharks because this is the sort of game that they would potentially lose last season, the season before, the last couple of seasons. This would be a real danger game for them, a game that they're expected to win that would make really hard work of. So it's really important for the Sharks that they do get the win here tonight to prove that they've turned a corner and that they do actually have a squad now and a coach that can go all the way in a couple of years' time. I don't think this year is the year. I think they're a top 8 team this year, absolutely. There is a video on the channel of our top 8 predictions, and I do have the Sharks in there. I don't think they're premiership ready just yet. Probably a year or two away if they can keep the core of the squad together. But they're definitely a top 8 ready side. And that was a huge hit there. Moses Mbai, of all people, has just put a huge hit. One of the smallest guys on the field has just absolutely bulldozed one of the bigger guys on the field. And the Sharks have been forced to kick from well inside their own territory. But it was a great kick. And the Dragons are starting just outside their own 20. And they're struggling to get back. The Dragons players are slow to come back on side. Very slow. They're still not all on side. And it's the third tackle. They've only just all got back on side and they're very grouped up. So they're obviously just going to bring this up through the forwards while they're in their own half. Not too much expansive play going on. The Sharks have definitely played the more expansive of the games here in the wet weather, so they're worth every bit of their 18-point lead. Hunt with another spiral kick. They're letting it bounce again. It's another favourable bounce. I'm very concerned about the amount of times they are letting the ball bounce, but under the conditions, I can understand it. It's just always risky to let the ball bounce. That ball could bounce and go anywhere. Nico Hines runs himself. Great hit up now. Fourth tackle inside the Dragons' half. And there'll be a good opportunity for a good kick. There's actually some space here to the left. They didn't get it out far enough, but 30 metres out from the Dragons' line, there will be a somewhat attacking kick here. But Nico Hines puts it high. Ravalawa's side. Ravalawa's trying to milk a penalty. And he's in touch, and that'll be Sharks' ball. Ravalawa was trying his best to milk a penalty there by swan diving rather than trying to catch the ball. He should have just tried to catch the ball. If Ravalawa should have been more content with catching the ball. He was too busy trying to milk a penalty. You got to catch the ball first. Catch the ball first, then try and milk the penalty, mate. That's my advice. So here come the Sharks, hot on attack, 10 metres out, second tackle. Coming left, shifting back right, up the middle goes Tolman. Second tackle right in front of the post, 5 metres out. Brayley at dummy half goes right, short. Short to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns cannot power over. What a stab kick through, and it is. Emanuele. Out of nowhere. I didn't even see that coming. The little stab through from Brayley. What a try. Out of nowhere. I thought that ball was going left. Hamlin Uele. 2 tries tonight from the Sharks have been from kicks to the forwards. And Nico Hines sort of... It wasn't really a bomb. It was more a sort of subtle little chip kick over. Nico Hines, little chip kick over. And it was Talakai who was on the receiving end of it. Out-jumped Ravalawa to score his try. And now, a little stab through from Brayley. And Hamlin Uele has scored. 2 kicks, 2 tries to forwards. Unbelievable. You would expect that kick tries are going to go to backs. You would anticipate. You would think. A kick try, it's going to be scored by a back. Both kick tries tonight have been scored by forwards. Incredible. Hines with a relatively easy conversion. Should put this over. And does. Right down the middle, Sharks 30 points to 6. They have spanked them, and in some good news for my same-game multi, Connor Tracy has been cleared for the HIA and is coming back onto the field. So that's good, because remember, we've got Connor Tracy in that 4-leg multi. And that's what we need now. I think we can forget about... I mean, there's still 24 minutes to go, but I think we can forget about my second 4-leg multi there. the Sharks by 1-12. I think they're going to win by more than 1-12. So what we need now, we need a try to Ravalawa. We need a try to Connor Tracy. I think the Sharks have just dropped the ball here. So here's the chance for the Dragons. This is their chance to get the ball out to Ravalawa. Get the ball out to Ravalawa. Let him score a try. And then we just need the Sharks to go on with it and get it to Connor Tracy. And that'd be great for our multi. I'd be, as much as I support the Sharks, I'd be very happy for them to give a try up here, as long as that try goes to Ravalawa. If it's not going to Ravalawa, I don't want it to happen. Understand, right? I'm allowed to go for my team, but still want my bets to win as well. Here we go, out to the right-hand side, out to Ravalawa's side. Can't get the ball out to him. If there was a way to get an offload there, he probably would have scored the big unit. He probably would have barged over from there if they were able to get the offload away. So the last tackle is going to be coming Ravalawa's side. Great defense by Nakora. So here we go. The kick for Ravalawa. No, for Lomax. Offside penalty to the Dragons. Escort as well. Escort penalty and a knock on into an offside position. So they are going to get the ball back. There's still so much time left in the game that I don't want anything horrible to happen to my Sharkies. So I'm so torn at the moment. I'd want tries because I want my same game multi, but there's still so much time left. Here we come out to the right. Lomax looking for the offload. Can't get it away. He can't get it away to Ravalawa again. They've shot that down pretty well, actually, over his side of the field, it must be said. But to have only given up 6 points so far, Tracy's down again. Intercept! That was headed out towards Ravalawa. Intercepted by Ikavalu. Tracy's down again, and he is off. Tracy is done for the night. He can't even stand up right now. Penalty Sharks. Tracy going down is horrible for my same game multi. But he's got to come off. Got to come off. It's the second. He was down with a head knock. He's now down with something else. He's got to come off. You're 30 points to 6 off. Just, butt crack. Full moon tonight at Wynn Stadium. Nakora drops the ball. Here come the Dragons. No, what's happened? Referee's called it up. Knock on Dragons, he says. One-on-one strip. The one-on-one strip caused the Sharks to lose the ball. And the Dragons are challenging it for some reason, so they're going to lose their challenge here. Dragons are going to lose their challenge. Well, he's ripped it out. It could be 2 in the tackle. They could have just potentially challenged themselves into giving away a penalty. How ridiculous would that be if they've just challenged themselves into giving away a penalty? but they've deemed it a one-on-one strip. Sharks ball. Sharks are absolutely spanking them here. I did think it was going to be a lot closer. I mean, that's why I included in one of my multis a small win for the Sharks, 1 to 12 points, rather than the straight win. Unfortunately, the one that I put the straight win on has Connor Tracy as one of the try scorers, and Connor Tracy's got to be off the field. He has to be. He can't still be out there. The Sharks, center field, second tackle, 15 meters out. Red hot chance for attack here. Talakai's moved into the centers. Brayley dummies and comes left. Dummies right, comes left. Fourth tackle. 5 meters out. We do go right this time. Offload to Hamlin Uele. Still going. He's over the line. He's over the line. He's just stopped short. He's called, held up. Fifth and last, coming out 10. Fifth and last. Moylan's got the ball. Hines with the little grubber through. Ravaloa struggles to clean up. Set restart. Good result. I always get very, very concerned as a Sharks supporter when Moylan gets the ball on the fifth and last. But he got it out to Nico Hines. I panic. Well, to be fair, I panic when Moylan gets the ball in general. Dragons have gone short dropout and they've taken it into touch. They had to try it, I suppose. I mean, he did catch the ball. They've tried for the short dropout. It's gone to 10. He's caught the ball. He's gone into touch. Katoa's done really well to hold off tackling in the air. Sharks ball, 10 meters out, full set. Lining up to the right here. Moylan's got the ball. Hines, short ball to Nakora. Nakora drops it down. On the second tackle. Waste. The pass wasn't even on. That's what makes it even harder to bear. That pass wasn't even on. Dragons, they had it covered. There wasn't even a gap. Oh, well. 30 points to 6 up. I should just be happy. I'm a hard taskmaster. I would be you know what? The players would hate to have me as a coach. They would hate to have me as a coach because I would just expect perfection. 30 points to 6 up, and I would absolutely blast that play. That short ball was not on. It was not on. We need to be better. And the players would just be like, for God's sake, Dan, we're 30 points to 6 ahead. What more do you want? There's poor Connor Tracy on the sideline. He's got ice on his upper leg. He's got ice on the upper leg. So it'd be interesting to see what happened to him, but he had to come off. He had the head knock earlier. He stayed on the field after the head knock. He then had whatever issues with his leg. He had to come off. As much as I want him out there for my same game multi, Matt Moylan just got made look like a child there by Ben Hunt, of all people. Matt Moylan, retire. For the love of Christ, just retire. Matt Moylan away. Braden Trindle, come on, full time. I mean, come on, yeah, full time. Full time into the squad. Braden Trindle, Matt Moylan. Matt Moylan just got palmed off by Ben Hunt. Let me repeat that. Matt Moylan just got fully stiff-armed off by Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt, one of the smallest individuals in rugby league, stiff-armed Matt Moylan onto his buttocks like he was a small child. Ben Hunt. Matt Moylan, you need to go. You're a waste of salary cap. Even though you took a pay cut, and I appreciate the fact you took a pay cut, but you're a waste of space, mate. Fred asked, Dan, do you think they're going to come back? Speaking of the Dragons, I'm assuming. 24 points with 14 minutes to go. I'm going to say no. But talking about the Sharks are my team. The Sharks have let me down a lot over the years. Basically, the Sharks have let me down every year except for 2016. So, but still, even surely the Sharks can't even screw this up from here. 24 points ahead with 14 minutes to go. So what's that? That's 12, 18, 24, 30. That's 4 converted tries. Here's a break. Ikavalu's gone straight up the middle. Still going. Ikavalu, third tackle now. They could absolutely put the game to bed here if they score. Hines scores. That's the game. Let's forget about discussion about the comeback. Nico Hines has just gone straight through the middle. Now there's a man who's earning his paycheck, unlike Matt Moylan. Oh, what a try. All of it, just straight through the middle. Hines, there were numbers to the right, but he's just gone, nope, I'm going straight through. I'll just go straight through the middle, thank you. I like these odds. Great try. Oh, Fitzy's excited. Fitzy's pumped. So I'm assuming he's going to convert this very easily. But yeah, Fred, as I was saying, right before that try was scored, I was not comfortable at 30 points to 6 with 14 minutes to go. But I think I'm pretty comfortable now. The Sharks have let me down a lot over the years, except for 2016. 2016 was a great year. Great year. And to beat the Storm for the premiership is just... But anyway, they've let me down a lot. The salary cap issues and whatnot. But yeah, I think 36 points to 6 with 12 minutes to go. I don't think even the Warriors could screw this up from here, let alone the Sharks. So I think it's safe. I think all my multis are shot as well at this point. Well, Connor Tracy's off the field, so that one's definitely no go. Connor Tracy's off, so that's no go. My only opportunity for a multi success now is if there's a huge fight back. 12, 18, 24. So if the Dragons score 3 converted tries without the Sharks getting any more points, and Ravalawa is one of the try scorers, that's my only chance now for a multi-success. And I don't think they can even get 3 tries in the next 10 minutes, especially giving away penalties like that. Penalty for inside 10. Off the restart, Hines has put it up. There's Anthony Griffin. He's not happy. He's shaking his head. He's like, I just can't believe this. Like, 2 balls on the field. That's not the first time tonight that's happened. There's been 2 balls on the field. Well, actually, I suppose technically there's... you probably know where I'm going with this. I'm going to be cheeky. Technically speaking, 13 aside... So there's 26 guys on the field. So what is that? That's actually 52 balls. 52 balls on the field. 53, because you've got to count the actual ball. 54 when the other football came on the field. 54 balls. All right, I'm going to have a quick break. I think this game is pretty much done and dusted. I'll have a quick break. I'll be right back. Oh, the kick has gone dead in goal. 7 tackle set for the Sharks. 9.5 minutes to go. Nico Hines playing dummy half. Sharkies rampaging. So, as this game winds down, it's very much over as a contest. So, for those of you just joining me for the first time tonight, thank you very much. First and foremost, I appreciate your company in the chat room. You will see there's a comment pinned to the top of the chat. I will copy it and paste it again for you all to see, but if you don't have access to the games, it's completely free to join our Discord server. Completely free to join our Discord server for future games. I do share my screen and the gameplay on there. If you don't have access to it, you can follow along with the actual gameplay on the Discord. I'm obviously not allowed to share the gameplay on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or whatever, but if you have Discord, feel free to join over there. I use it for all my YouTube channels, basically. So you will see some other stuff over there, not just sports related. Be prepared for that. But yeah, I do share my screen on the voice channels over there, and you get to watch the game as well if you don't have access to it. Mike, don't worry. Ahoy there, mate. Just got off work. Who scored for the Dragons? Who did score for the Dragons? That's a good question. Jack Bird. Jack Bird, that's who scored for the Dragons. Unfortunately, I had Ravalawa as anytime try scorer in my multi. So it was a bit of a pain in the anus that Jack Bird was the try scorer. But he's had a pretty good game in a losing side. Bird has been threatening every time he got the ball, I feel like. And that's a high shot by Ramian. Ramian giving away penalties late in the game again. On report, he's going to the bin. Jesse Ramian is a liability. Jesse Ramian cost us the game against the Raiders. I would like to point that out. Jesse Ramian cost us the game against the Raiders. And now he's giving away penalties late in the game again. Okay, this particular occasion, it doesn't matter. They're far enough ahead, and there's not enough time to go. But I'm a bit concerned about Jesse Ramey and his giving away of stupid penalties. Mike, don't worry, says, I had Katoa and Ravalawa. I had Katoa and Ravalawa as well. I also had the Sharks by 1-12. And they're winning by 30, for Christ's sake. But the other bet that I had, the other multi that I had was Katoa and Ravalawa, but Connor Tracy as well for the Sharks. Connor Tracy's gone off injured, so that kind of ballsed that up for me. Here's a chance for Ravalawa. No. They were venturing out his side. So the only hope I've got is in the next 6.5 minutes. Well, there's a try, but it's not Ravalawa. Not that it matters anymore, because I don't think they're going to get to within 1-12. So yes, try to the Dragons, 36 points to 10, kick to come. None of my try scorers, so I don't care. But yes, thank you for joining me. If you only just joining for the first time, my name's Dan. It's very nice to meet you all. I love my sports. I love my footy. I do NRL. I do Formula 1. I do Super Rugby sometimes. Well, actually, I don't really do Super Rugby. I do international rugby games. I don't really like the Super Rugby anymore. So yeah, I do the NRL primarily, Big Bash cricket, wasted world of sports. I love sports. So if this is your first time joining me, name is Dan. Love my sports. I do like to commentate and share my completely uneducated opinion on all things sports, especially over a few Canadian clubs. Love my Canadian clubs whilst I'm watching a game. Ah, Fred, you go for the Crusaders in Super Rugby. Nice. Yeah, I love the Crusaders. I love the Crusaders. The Highlanders are my underdog team, but the Crusaders are my team. Jimmy Gamble, what's your opinion on Jack Bird? He had a really good game. I was actually just talking about Jack Bird right before you popped onto the chat, actually. Jack Bird, former Shark. Love my Sharkies. Jack Bird was a huge, huge part of that Sharks premiership winning team, right? I had a very high opinion of him. He cracked the State of Origin team. Then he kind of went off the rails a little bit, but I think tonight, tonight he was probably the best player for the Dragons. Ben Hunt probably has a claim to that as well, but yeah, I think Jack Bird probably was one of, if not the best player in a losing team tonight. Solid player. I'd be very happy. I remember when he went to the Broncos, and I said I would have been very happy for him to come back to the Sharks. He's ended up at the Dragons. But, you know, Sharks are obviously doing all right without him. Mike, don't worry, says, do you got any tips for the Tigers and Warriors? Here goes Ravalawa. No, he doesn't. Never mind. Any tips for the Tigers and Warriors in the Who Cares Cup tomorrow? I think that's tomorrow, isn't it? That game's tomorrow? The Who Cares Cup, the battle for the wooden spoon, Tigers and Warriors. I pretty much have a rule. I have a rule whereby I will never, ever, under any circumstance, ever again, tip the Warriors. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. Every time I give them a chance and I tip them, they let me down. I can't do it anymore, even against the Tigers. I think the Tigers at home, with everybody writing them off, the coach under pressure again, they might just find that extra little something and get the win. I can't pick between them, but I've made a rule for myself in the tipping that I will never, ever again tip the Warriors. Speaking of tipping, if you are signed up at tipping.nrl.com, do feel free to join our free tipping comp. We've set up a Wasted World of Sports tipping contest on nrl.com. The join code is there somewhere. Bottom of the screen. The link is also in the description of the video if you're on YouTube. Only on YouTube. The link is in the description. So, yeah, if you are signed up on nrl.com for the tipping contest, it's not too late to jump into our tipping contest. It's free to join, of course. You just need to plug in that code, and you're on your way. And you can go head-to-head with the Wasted World of Sports crew. The 2 minutes to go. That's a... oh, well, they've got a penalty here for inside 10, but that was a horrible, just cold dropped ball there by Jaden Sewer, who has not had the best of nights, let's be fair. It was his send-off that sort of started the rampage for the Sharks. Hunt, shimmying through, throws it off. Another head high, potentially coming here. Yep, there is a penalty coming to the... And another sin bin. There's another one off. Sharks are down to 11. 11 players for the last minute and a half. Fafita. He's not happy about it either, Andrew Fafita. I'll tell you what, Andrew Fafita's got himself in pretty decent shape for this season. I'll give him all the credit in the world for that. Short pass. Dragons trying to bustle their way over. 13 versus 11, and they're just going one out from dummy half. No, when you're 13 versus 11, just, God, send it wide, do a wraparound. They've done a kick through. 13 versus 11, Ben Hunt has done a kick through straight into the ball sack of Ikavalu, and he's caught the ball easily, and the Sharks have got the ball. And that one play alone, I think, gives Jack Bird the Dragons Man of the Match award. Because I think Ben Hunt probably would have been an option until he did that. That was just ridiculous what he just did. 13 on 11, and he puts a kick through, and he puts the kick straight into the only Sharks defender that was back there. Well, 16 seconds to go. That is all my multis shot for the night. I mean, that one was shot already because, Connor Tracy's off the field. This one is shot because I had 1 to 12 points difference, and this game ended up being a blowout. "15 seconds to go. The Dragons are going to get the last say in this game. Whether it's a worthwhile say or not, it's entirely up to them. 13 on 11, and they're just doing one-out stuff at the moment. Like, surely, when you've got a... And they drop the ball, has Gordon Ramsay. Drops the ball cold. Maybe that's why they weren't playing expansive, because they can't hold on to their balls. Sharks. Absolute spanking. I'm very happy. I'm very surprised. Very happy, of course. As a Sharks supporter, obviously very happy. Very, very surprised by that result. The amount, the distance 36 points to 12. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than that. I really did. The Sharks ended up finishing the game with 11 guys on the field, 2 sin bins in that last 10-minute period. And they still didn't leak any points, but that was really because the Dragons just 13 on 11, and they were just going one out or putting kicks through. And then the one time they did try and spread the ball, dropped absolutely cold. Unbelievable. But great. Well done to the Sharks. That was a game, I said at the top of the stream, that was a game that they needed to win, the Sharks. They needed to win that game. They needed to prove that they've turned a corner. This was the sort of game that for the past few seasons they would have just thrown away. They would have lost. They've come through and won this game. So, absolute credit to them. Great job, Sharkies. 36 points to 12. Thank you very much for joining me. Lots of new faces there in the chat room tonight. It was very nice to meet you all. I very much appreciate you coming and checking out the Wasted World of Sports. Let's do it again. I'll be back tomorrow for a couple of games. Be back over the course of the weekend. Like, subscribe, follow, wherever you're joining us from. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Twitch and Facebook. You know the drill. Be back for some more same-game multis tomorrow. And some more live reactions and commentary. And, of course, that pinned comment up the top that I'll share again. If you don't have access to the games and you would like to actually see the gameplay during the commentary, a free join on Discord. I do use the Discord for other stuff as well, but just so that you know. But feel free to join in there and, yeah. We'll have some chit-chat. We'll have some banter. And I guess I'll see you next game. What's the next game going to be, actually, before I go? What are we going to stream next? What's coming up? Tomorrow, Friday night footy. We've got the. You know what? I actually might watch the Tigers and Warriors game because I'm very curious to see how that goes. I might actually do the doubleheader tomorrow for Friday night footy. How about that? Do the doubleheader. Tigers, Warriors, Rabbitohs, Roosters. Should be a couple of good games. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll set that up soon. So, yeah. So, if you subscribe to the channel, keep an eye out for that one. I'll set up the streams for that before I head off for the night, and we can patch into that. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see that Tigers Warriors game. I cannot, for the life of me, tip the Warriors under any circumstance anymore. Can't do it. They've just let me down too many times, and I can never tip them again. So even though the Tigers have been absolutely awful, I might have to go for the Tigers. I might have to. Anyways, Sharks, big winners tonight over the Dragons. Yes, go team. Thank you very much for joining me. Very much appreciate it, as always. I will see you next kickoff. Until then, cheers.